Hello and welcome to this episode of Class is in Session here on Black Enterprise. I'm your host, Ashley Stevens, and this show highlights the latest happenings inside HBCU classrooms, public policy issues facing these historic institutions. We also take a look at the business side of HBCU sports, and we shine a light on HBCU students, leaders, and alum who are making major moves in the worlds of business, education, the arts, entertainment, and health. Super excited today to highlight two men who are Morehouse alum, and they are kicking off an inaugural ATL Labor Day Classic. So this is going to bring culture, community, and sports fandom to Atlanta for a historic rivalry. A longstanding rivalry is now taking shape with a new annual tradition rooted in HBCU excellence, Black culture, and community. The inaugural ATL Labor Day Classic will be a matchup between the HBCU football teams of Morehouse College and Clark Atlanta University. On Saturday, September 5th, both teams will take the field at B.T. Harvey Stadium, marking Atlanta's first ever Labor Day Classic. We'll speak with the Classic's executive directors and Morehouse alum, Jerry Freeman, an Atlanta-based real estate developer and entrepreneur, and DeVonn Baker, a Boston-based realtor and property manager. Hello and welcome to DeVonn Baker and Jerry Freeman.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
Nice to be here.
Man, I'm excited to be here. We're only, the year has flown by, the summer has flown by, and Labor Day is almost here. So we're excited to talk about the inaugural Atlanta Labor Day Classic. DeVonn, tell us, how did you and Jerry meet?
Well, we met the spring of 1991, around February, January timeframe. We're actually line brothers. So we were online for Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated by way of Pi chapter at Morehouse College. And so that's how we met.
Wonderful, wonderful. Glad to hear it. And Jerry, have you two continued to remain a close, friendship, brotherhood since 1991, leading all the way up to this 2026 Labor Day Classic?
That's exactly right. No, we've been very close. I mean, DeVonn doesn't necessarily live in Atlanta, but he comes there quite a bit. I get to Boston, so we get to spend time. In fact, just last month, not just DeVonn and I, but 17 members of our line came together for 35 years of being together as a line in Kappa Alpha Psi. So that was a wonderful time in Louisville, Kentucky. So we all have a great time. DeVonn and I got together on this game and said, hey, here's an opportunity to do something big for the schools. And we have been working together very close. In fact, we talk more now than we've ever talked in our lives. So we're having a good time doing it.
I love to hear it. So this is a long-standing friendship that is rooted in brotherhood through Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And now you are both entrepreneurs in your own right, and you have a new venture together, the inaugural Atlanta Labor Day Classic. Let's go back to 1991, right? You're at Morehouse College. It's the 90s. A different world is taking over the TV, and everyone's in tune to HBCU culture because it's a prominent thing then. I want to know from each of you, why did you choose an HBCU, specifically Morehouse College? I'll start with DeVonn.
Well, half of my family went to Florida A&M. And so I was rooted in the HBCU culture growing up as a kid, as a baby. My mom went to FAM, three sisters went to FAM, brothers-in-laws went to FAM, two nephews went to FAM, extended family, all of that. So it was just awesome to, be a part of the HBCU culture, going to see Florida A&M, Bethune-Cookman University, at that time, Bethune-Cookman College, playing in the Florida Classic. So I went to that every year, So everyone thought I was probably going to be a Rattler, but my mom had other designs. She actually went to Atlanta Bauman College in the 50s or early 60s to go to school, and then went to Florida A&M. And while she was there, she saw these guys walking around in the AUC, and she asked her friend, "Who are these gentlemen with these ties and suits on?" She said, "Oh, they go to Morehouse." She's like, "What?" Well, you know what? When I have a son, I want him to go to Morehouse, and so. That's what happened. She indoctrinated that into me throughout life, going to Morehouse. She wanted a Morehouse Kappa man. And so she got it.
Wow. So a FAMU tradition, but your mom saw the distinguished men of Morehouse and said, that's where my son is going. I love it. I love it. What about you, Jerry?
That's a great story, DeVonn. Well, I didn't have family that was that were attending HBCUs, but I had all of the signals, right? So I had a friend at church. He was a freshman at Morehouse. He came back and said, man, you got to check out Morehouse. We're having a ball. It's a great time. I think you should come. My guidance counselor in high school told me about Atlanta and the AUC and Morehouse. School Days, the movie came out, and we saw what it was like at an HBCU. So all of these signals, before I knew it, I knew where I was going. I only applied. I applied to 3 places, but I'm only serious about one, and that was Morehouse College.
Got it. You know, neither one of you pledged G5G. You mentioned school days. I love that. Listen, tell me what your degrees were in and how that, parlayed into your professional careers now. Start with Jerry.
Yeah, so I was a mathematics major at Morehouse, right? I went to be a dual degree engineering major, which would have been, a math degree, an engineering degree. I was having so much fun at math. I got to tell you that I was so impressed with my chairman, Dr. Gore, at the time. I said, hey, I love this math thing. I'm just going to stay here at Morehouse and do math. I finished with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Went to be an engineer for a couple of years before going back to business school at the University of Michigan. So that was my path. I became a management consultant. I got into real estate after that, but stayed connected to the Atlanta University Center, came back to the Atlanta community and stayed connected. My son now attends Morehouse, right? So, as we as he matriculates, as the kids get older, as I do more and more things over at the college, it just seems the right place to be and to continue to do things that help the school.
Awesome. And that's awesome that the legacy is continuing with your son at
Yes.
Morehouse College. What is he studying?
He's a business major. He wants to do finance, and he tells me he wants to do real estate. So we'll see. So I keep him by my side every chance I get to show him around, show him what I do, and try to keep his interest in that area.
Love to hear it. Literally following in his father's footsteps. That's exciting. That's super exciting. DeVonn, what was your major, your degree in, and how did that translate into your professional work today?
Well, I was a banking and finance major, left Morehouse, went back to my hometown, Eatonville, Florida, which is right outside of Orlando, Florida, the oldest incorporated Black municipality in the country. Have to give Eatonville a shout out, home of Zora Neale Hurston, all of that. So anyway, I had to move. I moved back to Eatonville, Orlando area. And I was working as a municipal clerk. I was one of the youngest municipal clerks for the town of Eatonville. And got my MBA and ended up moving to Boston. And I got into real estate and then property management, facilities management. And then that spurred me to start my own business. So, really understanding how, development, property management, the finances and all those things work, banking and finance kind of came, helped me out in that.
Awesome. Banking and finance, math, all of these things work together for your professional careers. And I imagine these skills have translated now into your newest venture, the inaugural Atlanta Labor Day Classic. Before we get into that, again, I want to kind of stay in the 1990s for a little bit. And I want each of you to tell us, was there a long-standing rivalry? Has there been a long-standing rivalry between Morehouse College and Clark Atlanta University with any sports, but particularly football?
That's absolutely right. In fact, that rivalry started back in 1900. So we're talking over 125 years of playing football against each other to your across the street neighbor, right? And that series rotates home teams each year. And this year it happens to be at Morehouse College at BT Harvey Stadium on September 5th at the ATL Labor Day Classic. So the rivalry continues. It's special. There are brothers, there are sisters, they're right across the street. And so, they used to play this game at the end of the season. It would be that game at the end of the season, which was great and well attended. But it was at a time when maybe the interest wasn't as high as it could have been, because the season may not have been as good. So we thought about, hey, what can we do to make a good game great? Right. So we moved it forward in the schedule to the home opener. And then we put it on that Labor Day stage. So we're really excited where it is, what it's about, being the home opener, bringing all of the new folks that are coming to the AUC together for this game, one with such a historic significance.
Got it. So this is 100 plus years in the making. The rivalry continues, but now it's a true classic, meaning that's a full weekend of events. Is that right?
DeVonn, you want to take it?
Well, yes, so a great weekend of events. We're going to kick it off Friday with a little mixer and probably a skip day type thing going on. Saturday we have the game and we have the VIP experience during the game, which is we have this place on the hill or the bluff, so to speak, looks down over the stadium. You have the VIP lounge where everybody can hang out, complimentary drinks, food, everything, DJ, dance floor. So in the game, while the game is playing, we're going to have a festival-like experience, people partying, having a good time. And we also have the fan zone area where people tailgating, the college students are going to come out. They're going to have a stage there, entertainers and all that. And then that night, we have another VIP experience, another party, after party, and then we have the cigar lounge as well. So we're just going to have so much fun. And then Sunday, we have a brunch. So everything is going on this weekend. It's going to be popping. And so you're going to have to hurry up and go get your tickets because we're going to have a great time.
I love it. Hurry up and go get your tickets. This is September 4th through the 6th. Is that right?
That is the weekend, the game on the 5th, a full day, as DeVonn talked about. And let me just shout out DTLR, one of our sponsors. They have an HBCU tour with live entertainment. They're coming to our Fan Fest on September 5th. So we're going to have people like Zeddy Will, YK Nice, EJ Jones. Now, these are people I don't know personally. I don't know their music either. But they tell me that the young people get really excited about these artists. So they're going to be at our Fan Fest, thanks to DTLR. We also have a real special surprise at that Fan Fest. Wildin Out has been a series that has gone on for quite a while. We're being told that you can audition to be on Wildin Out at our Fan Fest. So that's another reason to come out and show what you can do with your lyrical skills if you're interested in being on that show. So we're going to have that at the Fan Fest too. So a lot more going on. We're going to keep announcing things that are going to be happening that weekend and that day. So stay tuned.
This is huge news. So first, let's start with the Fan Fest. So you can audition for Wildin Out at the Fan Fest Saturday, September 5th at BT Harvey Stadium at Morehouse College.
That's correct. Yes.
Wow,
ma'am.
That's a big deal. And listen, shout out to DTLR. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that I said, well, maybe I'm aging myself, but I guess these are for the young folks.
For the young folks, I've looked at it's great music. I just, hey, I've been around a while, so new things come along, and I'm learning. So, but we're gonna have a great time. They're gonna perform live. And the young people welcome to come out. We got this huge, wonderful stage, and we have the space to have thousands of folks out at the Fan Fest.
Love to hear that. Love to hear that it's going to be inclusive weekend, all ages. So from current students to alumni, families as well. Everyone's welcome.
Everybody's welcome.
Awesome. DeVonn, tell us, what is the significance, especially since you've been away from Atlanta, you're in the Boston area, but you're coming back to your college roots where it all started. What's the significance of hosting a classic in Atlanta, specifically the Black Mecca?
Well, this is one of my favorite sayings. It's all about love. It's all about love. There's nothing but love between Clark and Morehouse College, even though it's a serious rivalry. But I'm in Atlanta a lot. I was formerly the president of the Orlando chapter of Morehouse College Alumni Association. And for 9 years, I was the president of the Boston chapter, Greater Boston Morehouse College Alumni Association, up until last year, stepped down. And I've been working with the college for a long period of time, serving as president, and also created with some other folks this small thing called the House on the Vineyard, which is one of the second largest events that we have. Well, the largest event we have for Morehouse College outside the city of Atlanta. And it's been going on for 9 years. So, and next year it's going to be our 10-year anniversary. So I work closely with the school, closely with the administration. And so this was just natural. It was like, wait a minute. Jerry brought this to me. It was like, hey, we play this for a long period of time. The game was a big rivalry. What if we moved it to Labor Day and we do all these different things? And I was like, that makes sense. all right, let's do that. And so that's how it kind of started. That's how it began. And I love being in Atlanta. I love, hanging out and being on the yard. It just adds something to my spirit and vitality and my essence. So, and being at Clark, so quiet as it's kept. Just, we're going to keep this a secret. We can't tell anybody, Ashley. All right. It's just between you and me.
Got
I
it. Got it.
I spent 75% of my time at Clark Atlanta University.
Oh, okay. That's the secret. That's what we're
That's the secret, Ashley.
He leaned in, and I said, "Is he something?" Okay, I'm like, you know what? Listen.
And let me also say about Atlanta, I mean, it is the HBCU capital, right? Over 100,000 AUC alum remain in Atlanta. And it is the number one location that HBCU graduates come to after they graduate, right, from an HBCU. So Atlanta's the place to have a game like this. It is the place that people come on Labor Day weekend. I mean, they're already coming. We already have, Black Pride. We already have Comic-Con. We already have House in the Park. Now we have the ATL Labor Day Classic as well. So something for those HBCU fans to do. They're already in Atlanta. They're coming back to Atlanta. So this is the stage and this is the place. So we're very excited that we were able to do this at this time of year.
I love to hear that. You're right. Atlanta is considered the HBCU capital. The AUC Center, as a whole, such excitement and buzz with all of the schools, colleges, universities there in one area. Everyone's welcome to come out and attend. Listen, for folks who might not be able to travel to Atlanta or said, "Yay, we might not be able to make it this year," will this be televised or live streamed, or will there be a radio broadcast? How could folks tune in if they're not able to make it in person?
Absolutely. The SIAC network, along with Maroon Tiger Network, will be streaming the game live. And so you can tune in. What we'll have to do is figure out exactly the link to be able to do that, but it will be streaming. If you search SIAC network, you'll see that. You'll be able to log in and see what we're doing live. Now, we really want you to be there so you can have that classic experience, right? You can be in that VIP lounge with the all-inclusive food and drink, right? You can be at the Fan Fest for the live entertainment. You might even want to do some Wildin Out lyrical auditions. But whatever it is, I mean, if you can't be there, you can stream it, but we certainly would love for you to be there. You can go to ATLLaborDayClassic.com, find out more about it, get those tickets, and be in the house for it.
ATLLaborDayClassic.com. That's good to know. And also glad to know that it's streaming as well, so folks can tune in. But we want people to come in person. ATLLaborDayClassic.com. This is exciting. I want to go back to one thing that DeVonn mentioned about having been a past president of alumni chapters in different cities and really in different states. Tell us, DeVonn, what is the importance of alumni of HBCUs giving back to their universities and investing in the next generation of college students?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge because what you're doing is sowing into these young people. I have 3 sons myself, and they're all, youngest is 15 going into sophomore year at high school. And one of the things I realized is once I graduate from college and I started, working in the area, is that mentorship is big. And so when I have the opportunity to meet, young men, and that's my thing. I love meeting young men and helping them kind of realize and look forward to realizing their potential and get a chance to interact with them. And I think it's very important for us as Black men to do that with our young men within the community. And then also giving back, and leading them towards the path of college, trades, what have you. But specifically for me, it's always Morehouse College, because Morehouse is specifically built to educate, train, and lead Black men. Okay. And then giving back as far as financially is critically important, because we can't do anything but the finances. Right. If it's not making dollars, it's not making sense. So as an HBCU, a proud HBCU alum, we need to give back, give up our time, our talents, and of our coins. I mean, why not? I mean, so that helps build the foundation so we can, have these students get scholarships and they can afford to be a part and matriculate through college.
Love to hear that. Giving of their time, their talent, their coin. That's really important. And mentorship, you're right, is a really big deal in terms of investing in the next generation. Jerry, are there opportunities to support students at the Classic? Do any of the proceeds or are there any activations that support student support or scholarships through this weekend?
That's right. Our company, 9167 Sports and Entertainment, will make a contribution to the college to support athletics there from the proceeds of the weekend. We'll also have young folks from high schools attend and be a part of the Fan Fest and see what it's like to be at an HBCU and send them to do well in school and have an opportunity to come and be a part of this kind of community. So we're hoping that is well attended as well, and that those young people get a chance to see how we do it as students, as alum, and the way we are just one big family that we'd love for them to join at some point as well.
Love it. And that's actually another question that I had. You talked about exposing high school students to the historic mission and value of HBCUs. DeVonn, can you tell us, listen, for folks that maybe did not attend Morehouse or Clark Atlanta or any school in the AUC, why should they come to this matchup? Why should they be a part of the inaugural ATL Labor Day Classic weekend?
Well, the culture of HBCUs is not just about being on the campus. It's not just about the education get. It's also about, or in addition to, how we invest in the communities. The HBCU have served the communities, our Black communities, for so long. And, you wouldn't have totally the ATL with, like, when we say the AUC. Just think about all the graduates and alums from Clark Atlanta, Spelman, Morris Brown, Morehouse, what they've done in the community. But then you think about at large, other people who helped shape the Atlanta and the world come from HBCUs. So, I think about the Tuskegees, the FAMUs, the Hamptons, the Tennessee States, South Carolina State. You're close to South Carolina State, being in South Carolina, and I used to go to the South Carolina State FAMU game almost every year, so it's so many, and my life has been shaped by so many people who graduate from HBCUs. And so it's just important. This is a community thing. When you go to the games, you go to the Bayou Classic, Florida Classic, or wherever, it's not just HBCU alums who are attending. Man, these are people who live in those communities or who've traveled and who support, and they're big fans. And, it's nothing, again, it's all about the love.
I love that. It's all about the love. And you're right. I am here in South Carolina. So for many years, I've emceed the South Carolina State University Foundation Gala and Tribute, which offers scholarships to students. We also honor alum who have made major contributions to their community, the business community, and to the university. So always excited to do that. And I want to shout out to my parents, who this year, 2026, are celebrating their 50th year as alum of South Carolina State University.
Wow. How about that?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm super, super excited for them and their class as a whole. The class of 1976 made a major contribution to the university. Now, listen, all love. And as you said, DeVonn, it's all love. Now, my dad might say that you and Jerry are on the wrong side of 19. Now, I'm going to leave it there.
Okay. Wait a minute. And let me tell you something. About the Qs at South Carolina State. They get it in. You see them on social media and everything. Either halftime when the band's playing, they out there hopping and doing their thing. And then at homecoming, they got a fantastic tailgate set up and everything. See, I know about all these things, so I got love. As a matter of fact, on the vineyard, one of my close friends, classmates, we honor him on the vineyard this year. He's a member of Omega Psi Phi. George Bandy Jr.
Bandy, yes.
Yeah, George Bandy. We just honor him. He pledged in 89, spring of 89, Psi chapter on that bloody side at Morehouse College. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, glad to see, as you said, it's all love.
It's all love.
Between both ends of 1911. Glad to hear that.
Yes.
Glad to hear that. Yes.
Well, we're the best end, so it's all good. The front end.
Listen, Dad is more than 50 plus years in. I won't tell him, but he'll watch this.
Yeah.
He'll watch this. Wait a minute. You know those cameras aren't covered for the cues. Awesome. I love to hear it. I think what I enjoy most is that You were both rooted in HBCU pride. Your brotherhood brought you together, and a business venture and a desire to expand HBCU excellence has, prompted you all to team up and say, let's do this for the larger community and for Atlanta and for the AUC Center. I love that. I love everything about this. So kudos to you both on
Thank you so much.
launching the inaugural. This will be the inaugural, right? This is going to
It's the first
continue.
one.
It's the first one.
It's the inaugural, just the first one, right? But we're going to do it bigger and better as this tradition grows. We like to say it's more than a game, right? And so it is the rivalry, it is the game, but it's the community, it's all the other things surrounding it. And really, people say, why hasn't this happened before? Right? It's such a good idea. And really it has. I mean, we've been playing since 1900, but elevating it to this Labor Day stage did make sense. It's the right time to do it. We like to call it the AUC homecoming. Before school homecoming season kind of kicks in, you got the AUC homecoming with people from all of the schools in the AUC coming back to have a good time together to kick off the season.
Got it. The AUC homecoming, now officially the inaugural ATL Labor Day. ATL or Atlanta? How do you brand it? ATL Labor Day Classic. Love to hear it. And folks can get tickets where again?
ATLLaborDayClassic.com. Go to our site. You can get tickets. We have quantity discounts. We have all of the things you want to do. We have packages. We have the VIP experience, which includes that VIP lounge we talk about. It includes the fan fest. It includes the game. If you want to do it all, you just do the VIP experience, right? And if you want to do the fan fest, you can come to the game. You can come to the fan fest, have a great time, do those two things both. And it's a great price, too. It's only $79 to come to the Fan Fest and to the game. The game is $50 if you want to sit in the stands. And then if you want it all, if you want that VIP experience, it's $299. But you can buy all of those tickets on our site. And if you got a group of people, it's even a better deal. So check it out there. And we'd love to see folks come out and have a great time.
Love to hear it. Listen, DeVonn Baker, Jerry Freeman, thank y'all both for being here on Classes in Session.
Thank you for having us. It's a wonderful time. Thanks so much, Ashley. And congratulations again to your dad for 50 years. I mean, that's an amazing, amazing feat.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you both. And listen, for those of you watching, be sure to share this episode with family and friends, y'all. A lot of people that you know are in Atlanta or can come to Atlanta for the inaugural ATL Labor Day Classic. It's the weekend of September 4th through the 6th at the B.T. Harvey Stadium at Morehouse College. The game kicks off September 5th, which is that Saturday. There's a fan fest. There's going to be music performances, VIP experiences, and a chance to audition for Wildin Out. This is a really cool experience, so you don't want to miss it. Learn more at ATLLaborDayClassic.com. Again, share this episode with family and friends. This episode will also be available on Spotify. You can stay posted for the latest and greatest on Black Enterprise's website, blackenterprise.com, as well as our social media channels. I'm Ashley Stevens, your host of Class is in Session, and for this episode, Class is dismissed.